Healthy people love to tell chronically ill and disabled people, well, if you can sit down for 2 minutes and make a 30-second video, you can go get a job. Yeah, because making a 30-second video is totally the same thing as going to an 8-hour job, physically and mentally exhausting yourself. You fucking got me. You got me. You're totally 1000% right. Those things are totally the same thing and so comparable. Your brain is just on another level. Okay, but in all seriousness, if you say this shit and think this shit, you're dumb as fuck. Get the fuck out of here.
So why do I use ASL sometimes when I'm not fluent, I'm not hard of hearing, and neither is my husband? Well, the answer is simple. I actually have postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, and sometimes I can have these episodes, sometimes known as adrenaline dumps, where I have a really hard time speaking. I become nonverbal, I'll become shaky, kind of in and out of consciousness, won't be able to stand up straight, and I'm not able to speak. So even though I'm hearing the words in my head, it is not coming out of my mouth. So, because of that, I learned some numbers in ASL as well as some generic phrases, and my husband has learned those same things. That way, we're able to communicate when I become nonverbal. So, one of the most common ways we do this is if I am kind of zoning out and I'm unable to speak, he'll say, "All right, what's your number?" And what he means is, "What is my number 1 through 10?" Thankfully, in ASL, you don't have to use both hands to count to 10. So, I can easily just pick up one hand and say, "Hey, I'm at a 6." Or I'm at a 1, or I'm at a 3. And that way he knows how far gone I am into the episode, how bad I'm feeling. And I never have to use 10 because we both just assume when I'm completely non-responsive, that's a 10. But that is how I communicate with my husband when I become nonverbal. This can also be helpful if you have that because of your autism or seizures or anything else. It's good to learn these numbers and just a few phrases or some sort of signal to your loved one that you are about to go into an episode, because that has saved my butt so many times.
Being chronically ill is fucking cartoonish. This morning, I was committing the innocent act of scratching my nose. I have myoclonic seizures. Myoclonic seizures are involuntary muscle twitches. They last for 1 to 3 seconds. I'm completely conscious during them, and then eventually I go back to normal. I'm scratching my nose, and all of a sudden, I start having an episode. I want to know what happens? My finger goes up. I am fucking my own nose. And all of a sudden, it's so hard. Blood everywhere. It looks like I was eating spaghetti messy. This isn't funny. Yeah.
Welcome to my original series, School Without Stigma, where I go to my college class with my medical devices fully visible in an effort to decrease stigma and increase awareness. While I was setting up my life support or fluids in class, a couple of girls were looking at me, whispering and laughing. I did not let this stop me despite how scared I was to continue. Yes, it was scary to have multiple eyes on me watching this and laughing at me. But what's scarier to me is not seeing the normalization and destigmatization of medical devices in my lifetime. I continued because I am being the change that I want to see. I continued for anyone who hides their medical devices in fear. I continued because I want this process to be as normalized and familiar as someone drinking water in class. And sure, I could set up my life support in a more secluded area before I enter class. But I firmly believe that my courage to do this in a very public setting will spark change. I refuse to make my reality digestible for the ignorant. Follow along in my journey as I continue to crush stigma.
New EDS theory in town made by me. All EDS girlies, even before we knew we had it, have always loved the element of water and being floating in water and the sensation of being weightless because our bodies are so heavy. And that is like some of the only time at least I experienced some reprieve. So let me know if I'm right. You?
And they know. And then we don't touch this one because it's dirty, because it's on the floor. We don't touch it. 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 We don't touch it.
Good news, your test results came back completely normal. You're fine.
What do you mean? No. Why are you upset? Isn't that a good thing?
No, dude, like what the fuck is wrong with me?
Have you tried losing weight?
If I have to explain my disorder to you because you've never heard of it before, you're probably not going to cure it.
Half the people in the comments everywhere I posted this video are doing the thing that the video says not to do. I said, if you're learning about my condition for the first time, Don't try to tell me what to do about it. And people in the comments are like, not to be that person, but have you ever tried? Incredibly obvious thing that either is not gonna work or I've definitely already tried. Stop it!
I came to dance, 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 dance. I hit the floor cause that's my plans, 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 plans.
But you look so young. Tell that to my body. No, seriously, could you tell that to my body? Why do you have a cane? This, it helps me walk. What's wrong with your legs? What? We'll get better soon. Thank you. I won't. Well, sometimes you just gotta push through, you know? Mind over matter. What do you think I'm doing? You should really appreciate your youth. Just wait until you're my age and you hurt all the time. Yeah, that'd be awful. Well, I totally get it because I had the flu, like really bad once. Yeah, that's totally the same thing. But you look really good. Yeah, I said I was disabled, okay? Not ugly.
Things about my life as someone with severe chronic pain. I'm severely chronically ill, disabled, and I've been experiencing severe chronic pain for over 1.5 years now every single day. My pain every day ranges from a 7 out of 10 to a 10 out of 10 on a daily basis. There is never a moment where I'm not in pain. This commenter is claiming that I'm not in 10 out of 10 pain because I'm not unconscious. So here's some things about chronic pain. Right now, I'm at a 7 out of 10 for pain. This is the type of pain that would send a healthy person like this commenter to urgent care or the ER. But because I experience multiple kinds of severe pain on a daily basis, I've gotten used to it. Now, there's an important distinction here. I am not saying that I don't feel the pain anymore, but over time, because I'm experiencing pain constantly every second of every day, my body has adapted to it. So I still feel it, but I can function more normally than healthy people. With this in mind, a commonly asked question is, why don't you go to the ER when you're in pain? If I were to go to the ER or doctor every time I was in pain, I would be there every second of every day, and that's not practical. And there are only 2 medications that do manage my pain, which are very strong painkillers, which do make me very, very sick. I only go to the ER for pain when my pain is an 11 out of 10, alarming, may indicate a greater issue, and is absolutely intolerable. Though I'm not screaming or crying in pain and I'm not unconscious, there are still ways that severe chronic pain affects my life. This includes low distress tolerance and high irritability, painsomnia. When my chronic pain is really bad, I don't sleep every night. The longest I've stayed up was 4 nights in a row. Brain fog, worsening of other symptoms like nausea and vomiting, depression and suicidal ideation, and so much more. Like many chronic illnesses, disabilities, and symptoms, pain can be invisible too in many cases, especially in chronic pain patients. On a final note, in the context of chronic illness and disability, if you don't know what you're talking about, just keep your mouth shut.
But you look so young. Tell that to my body. No, seriously, could you tell that to my body? Why do you have a cane? This, it helps me walk. What's wrong with your legs? What? We'll get better soon. Thank you. I won't. Well, sometimes you just gotta push through, you know? Mind over matter. What do you think I'm doing? You should really appreciate your youth. Just wait until you're my age and you hurt all the time. Yeah, that'd be awful. Well, I totally get it because I had the flu, like really bad once. Yeah, that's totally the same thing. But you look really good. Yeah, I said I was disabled, okay? Not ugly.
I came to dance, 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 dance. I hit the floor cause that's my plans, 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 plans.
It's so difficult being a chronic illness girly who wants to look and feel put together when you leave the house, but for so many reasons you don't have the time, the energy, the physical capability to actually do a 20+ minute makeup routine. Now, I am somebody who's done makeup since I was like 13, 14, so over a decade of practice. I've done my makeup every single day. Now, I want to show you a really quick and easy makeup routine that you can do that is minimal effort, minimal exertion, minimal products that looks something like this. Now, this particular look took over 15 products to do. Now, for someone like me who enjoys this is not very difficult at all for me. It's kind of my me time. It's mental health care, it's self-care. This is fine for me, but not everybody has done makeup for 11 years. So I'm going to try to break down at least half of these products, show you a really quick and easy makeup routine that you can do to help you look and feel put together. All right, I've got to commit to the bit. We are starting completely fresh. I feel like that scene in Mulan when she's like, "Who is that girl?" You know, that scene? Like, I don't know what makeup remover she had on her sleeve, but girl, please tell me. Okay, we are fresh-faced and looking sickly, but all right. I'm going to show you what I would normally use for like my personal go-to, and then what I would suggest using for a more chronically ill girly tailored look. For step one, I would normally use a primer and then use a concealer and a foundation, but we are going to skip these two, use this as a primer, and then just spot conceal where needed. Went from 3 products to 2, and this is actually really good for your skin. I actually discovered this tinted sunscreen from somebody who I just adore on this app. I will tag her. She's such a gorgeous, amazing person. But I just love her. She introduced me to this. I bought it from her showcase and I love it. So that tinted sunscreen really smoothed me out actually, but I do have some problem spots here. I want to get some of the under eyes because I have some bags going on there. Then maybe a little bit up here. The nice thing about using a tinted sunscreen and then just some concealer is that you can really just focus it wherever you want it. That should be good. I'm crazy and I also look ghostly, but this is good because we have a good base. But I use a lot of different blushes for everyday just because I like to layer blushes, but I usually use these two as like a base because they're both kind of liquid or cream, and then these are my powders. But for the sake of this video, making it really quick, I am just going to go to my Sochi, I think that's how you say it. This is new. Sochi. It's just a pillow blush and it's really pretty, so we're just going to stick with this one. So we cut down from 4 products to 1. This is a plum tone. I love plums because they're kind of like a mix of cool and warm, but I'm just going to tap this on, and then for a later step I would use some eyeshadow of some kind, but I'm going to just work the blush into my eyelids a little bit, on my nose and my chin, and then just take my time and blend it out. Alright, now we're on to bronzer. This is the only bronzer I really use, so it's not really saving a step, but like it's still just one and the same, so we're not adding any more. At least we're just keeping the same product that I use. And once again, I'm going to use this as an eyeshadow, and then ultimately we're just going to skip eyeshadow altogether when we get to that step. So there we go. Now, normally I would try to find a way to incorporate my Black Honey Almost lipstick from Clinique into the situation because I just love it, but we're going to forget about that for now, and we're going to use the Judy Doll 2-in-1 stain and gloss. This is all you really need. We're just going to let the stain sit for just a second. I always give myself like Shigo lips. I don't know,
I just like it that way. But we'll come back in about 5 minutes after we do the rest of everything to just add the gloss. We'll be done with the lips. Normally I'd go into an eyeshadow palette and darken up my brows, but I don't really need to do that right now, so we're going to skip the actual powder part and just go straight into a brow gel, which saves us a step. Now on to eyes. Normally I always wear a wing, and I'm still going to wear a wing, but what I would normally do is use a liquid eyeliner and then kind of buff it out with eyeshadow. We're just not like worried about the liner at all. This is hard if you're shaking anyways. I get shaky too, especially with my fibro. So we're just gonna go straight to a powder liner. Truly, you could just skip this step altogether. You don't need a wing. I love a wing. This will save you maybe a couple minutes. But if you like wings, this is how I do mine quickly. I just use a fluffy brush to kind of just buff out the imperfections, just to make it more of a blended situation instead of a harsh line. Normally I would use the Clinique Black Honey on my lower lashes, this mascara, and then I'd use either my Colossal Bubble mascara or this Extensionist mascara on the top. I think I'm just going to do this one on the whole situation. Okay, and now we're going to finish up the lips really quick. Gotta peel that off. Now this is a really pretty color, just the way it is, but I kind of softened it with a wipe, just a touch, to make it look a little bit more natural. And make sure, if you want to make it look more natural with this particular product, it's such a good product that it will stay that way. So the second you peel it off, if it's too dark, like really quickly wipe off some of the excess, because it will stay that way all day, which is amazing. We are finishing off the look and the lips with the exact same product that we used earlier, because it's a 2-in-1. And while it's not exactly the same like our first beginning look, it's very similar. So quick recap, we usually use 3 products, we went down to 2. Usually use 4, but down to 1. Usually use 1, only used 1. Usually use 2, but this is a 2-in-1, so 3, 2, 1, and we just use this one. Skipped eyeshadow altogether. Instead of using a powder and the brow gel, we just use the brow gel. Instead of using an actual liner and some shadow, we just use the shadow. Instead of using both kinds of mascara, we just use the one. Cut down so much time and products to only these 8 products. Honestly, some of these just could be skipped altogether if you wanted to, like the eyeliner shadow. You don't have to do that. Truly, this whole look shouldn't take you any longer than 5 to 10 minutes maximum, truly. I seriously do makeup every single day when I go to work or what have you. Whenever I leave the house, I do it because that's how I regain my power. So I understand how exhausting doing something like that every single day can be. But this is just me showing you that you can do it if you want to. I am here for you. You got this, glow bug. Let me know if this is actually helpful or some other things you'd like me to do that is like just girly things that I do as somebody with a chronic illness to help me feel more feminine. Because seriously, I truly am just a girl.
Hey guys, welcome to another day in my life with chronic illness. This was supposed to be like a reset day video, but you'll see why it wasn't here in a second. So the day started off fine. I made my little liquid IV, and I made a little coffee. I was feeling pretty good. I made a little egg sandwich. I had full intentions of like deep cleaning my room because I woke up feeling pretty good, but you'll see why that didn't happen here in a second. Whoop, jump scare. My face is so dry from the winter air, so I had to do a face mask. And here's me getting started on cleaning, but then I started feeling horrible. Turns out my heart rate was really low for some reason. So I went ahead and checked my blood pressure because maybe my blood pressure was also low, which it wasn't. I felt really weird, so I started jumping to get my heart rate back up and only went up to like 92. I'm also chugging the rest of my coffee to get my heart rate up. This heart rate would be mostly fine, except I feel like someone slipped me a sedative. So I'm guessing it's my thyroid being weird. I'm not sure. I really don't know what's going on. I did this last time my thyroid was underactive, so that's probably what's going on now if I had to guess. Also, I think this is technically bradycardia, which POTS can also cause. So I took a shower to see if I could get my heart rate up after that, and it was only 92 in the shower. It's usually like 150 when I'm showering standing up. I would be enjoying this, but I did not feel good at all. I felt so sluggish. It was just a very unpleasant feeling, and I'm not used to having a low heart rate since my heart rate is high all the time. But as soon as I got my heart rate up, I laid down because I was honestly scared to lay down because I didn't want it to dip any lower. Eventually my heart rate did go back to normal, but I had a massive headache after that. So I took some Tylenol to the rescue. And also here's me taking my fiber gummies. And here's the Tylenol working. I'm finishing up the dishes, doing some chores. Then it was late, so I went ahead and got ready for bed, watched my show. And that's all for today. Thanks for watching.
Let's get ready to go to a concert. Feeding Tube Edition. This is your reminder that medical devices don't stop you from being hot. And without my medical device, I wouldn't be able to go. So shout out to her. I have to feed 24/7 all the time. And if I stopped my feeds for a special occasion like this, my blood sugar would drop way too low and I would have a horrible time. I'm already gonna be struggling enough, okay? It goes in a backpack and it's not that hard. And if that's what I have to do to get young blood in front of my face, that's fine with me. I definitely do not feel fantastic right now. I'm definitely a little allergic to makeup, but it is what it is. I haven't filled my feed bag this much in a while. Imagine if I spilled formula all over myself right now. I spilled formula earlier, so hopefully I got that out of the way today. Why is there an ant on my wall? The silly part about this is the only port cover I own. So I guess we're mixing my two aesthetics today. Fine by me. Cute. Gotta put these back on. I think we're ready.
I bought some things to help my chronic illnesses, so I figured I'd show you guys what I got. Okay, so first I got some compression leggings. I don't like how compression socks feel on my legs, so I just got some leggings that were marketed as compression. They're by the brand Ayuga. Next I got some KN95 masks. I can't afford to get sick, so I wear these in public. It was like 10 bucks for 50 of them. It was a good deal. I also got some of these heat patches. I don't know, they were cheaper than the ones that I usually get, so I'm gonna try these out. I like to put these on my stomach for endometriosis pain. Then I got some evening primrose oil. I've heard this is good for like PMS symptoms, and I get really bad PMS symptoms, so we're gonna try this out. Then I got this immune support throat spray. My mutual Callie talked about this in one of her videos about how she prevents getting sick, so I thought I'd try it out. I'll tag her below, go follow her. I'm gonna try it. It tastes like really concentrated honey.